Hi everyone, it's Camille from InStitches Games, and today I'm going to talk to you about people who hate games. You ever had a friend who just never wanted to play a game with you? Like you invite them to game nights and they always have an excuse, or maybe they explicitly tell you that they're not a game person, they don't like games, and you wonder, how can someone not like games? Like they're fun, right? Well, I'm going to explain to you why you may have a friend who is not so fond of games. It's important to remember that all games are not created equal, and some people may have experienced games that have put them off games altogether, right? So, personal story, when I was younger, I would play Monopoly with my sister, and she would always win, and that kind of put me off games a little bit. Like I really didn't want to play Monopoly with her or really any other games. Some people hate losing, and you can't blame them. Like losing is sometimes is not fun. And maybe they lose every time they play a game, and so they just feel like, why put myself through that again? I'm gonna lose. That's not fun. Other games are exclusionary. You get left out. Like if you die early on in a game and the game still has a ton of rounds to go because it's like a process of elimination type game, you're sitting there just watching. You're not a part of the fun. Some games are really, really competitive. It gets intense, Like, I don't want to name specific names, but there have been games where it kind of gets tense and it tests your friendship. Games where you have to maybe trade with a particular player or backstab another player, and people take it personally. Another thing to consider is that some games are really complicated. Like the other day I was at a game meetup and there were about six of us. Two of the players had played this game before, and we could not figure out how to get this game started. It took so long that I think actually the meetup ended. Also, some people are just really shy. They don't want to come out of their shell. It feels like they're exposing themselves when they're playing a game, and to act like a kid, you have to do something silly, you have to say something that you wouldn't normally say. Maybe they're more reserved, they don't want to be the center of attention or have the spotlight on them, and so for them games are not appealing at all. Another reason your friend might not be into games is because some games go on and on and on and on. They are never ending and people value their time. This is another thing. Some people are really offended easily by things. Then there are also stigmas about gamers or people who play games, that you have some individuals, they don't want to be associated with that stigma. Oh, this game is for nerds. This game is for geeks. That prevents them from maybe even trying. Maybe they actually haven't tried the game before and they will actually love it, or engaging in the game again if they've played it before. Last but not least, some games require a lot of thought. These are strategy games. Or on the other hand, they're word games, games that require you to think really hard. Some games are very difficult, and some people don't feel that they're capable. In all of these cases, they're right. There is nothing wrong with having the stance that they have. If you don't like something, you don't like it. I mean, maybe playing a second time, you'll feel differently about it, or playing with different people might make you feel differently about it. But feeling the way they do, it's justified. We can't tell someone that the way they feel, they shouldn't feel that way. The trick is to find your game. There are tons of games out there. One is made for you. For example, when I created Cards That Make You LOL, a game of hit or miss party tricks, I didn't want someone to feel left out. I wanted everyone to be able to participate. I wanted the rules to be really simple, etc. So if you are someone who is competitive, then sure, there are games for you. But if you are someone who isn't competitive, there are games for you as well that takes that into consideration. And so I think it's just a matter of finding the right game for you. And if you have a friend who doesn't like games, don't think of them as a wet blanket or a dud or something's wrong with them. They just haven't found the right game yet. And maybe that could be your role. So I hope you found that little tidbit interesting. Please remember to check out InStitch's games. Maybe Cars That Make You LOL is the game for you or your friend who is not into games. Remember, we have a Kickstarter right now, so feel free to check out that link that's going to be posted in the description or the bio, and pledge or share if you are so inclined. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.